Hello, Zhangoned here again. My very first quests. This is the Restless Goods. I think I'm just testing out the format of doing them. So I'll show the intro screen to the quests, and then maybe some of the intro chatting, and then we can get on with it. Obviously, I'm not going to show all the running around and crap like that because RuneScape is somewhat notorious for having quests that require you to do quite a lot of walking about. I mean, these are the first ones, so there's none of it. So, but I'll still let a little bit of it out. So obviously, this is the Restless Ghost. This is almost the very first quest that people do because it's obviously just outside where you spawn. I'm just going to click all through the buttons here. It's quite a little fun one. I've noticed when I finish, there's a little graphics that plays. I was quite happy with that because they never used to have this. And I got my Ghost Speak amulet, which just keeps coming up in almost every single quest in this game. I remember, especially when you go to like Mortania, that kind of place. Almost everyone is undead, and you have to speak to them with the Ghost Speak amulet. So, I'm gonna make sure I keep a hold of that. I never got the quest cape. I was never anywhere near the quest cape when I used to play my character. I know I've never done any of the fairy rings. I've never done Desert Treasure. I've never done. I really avoided the quests, which is ironic because in World of Warcraft I have Seeker. I have all the quests done. I have what's the quest reward one? Lawmaster. I have all of these ones, so I'm not sure why I didn't do them on RuneScape. But yeah, as I mentioned, it might be because of all the running around. I think it might be easier now. People are telling me that the quests aren't quite so tedious, but previously it would be go and speak to Bob, and then you'd run across the map to find Bob, and then Bob would ask for a hammer, and so he'd go and go to your bank and get a hammer and bring it to Bob, and then Bob would be like, I want 2 hammers actually. You go get a second hammer, and then of course he wants you to talk to Jill, who is where you used to be, and she wants a hammer, but Bob has and it got like that for too long. So hopefully that's better now. But we'll see as we go on. I can do 2 quests today. I can probably do 2 quests for most of the intro quests because they're all pretty tiny and pretty short. But yeah, as I say, just running around here, still just trying to work out a format and a way to do these videos. I'm not very happy with the sound quality of my voice because my microphone's a bit, it's shit. It's actually from a broken headset. So imagine headphones with the microphone part attached to it, and then both of the headphone parts break, so it's just left with the microphone. That's what I'm using. But I can buy another one if it's worth it. So I remember mining here, and the guy said my skull's down there, and I do remember looking at these rocks whilst I was mining, wondering what on earth they were. So I went over here and picked up the skull. This is, if you've watched my previous video, what I talked about the bug in the game. There was a bug in the game years ago, probably like 7 years ago now, where when you picked up the skull for the quest, the mob would spawn and he would attack you. And obviously you'd fight him. But what people discovered was that if you put it down again and picked it up again, he'd respawn. So you'd get 15 people would make an ult. They would run down to this quest because obviously there's no level requirement here. They'd all pick up a skull, drop it into Varrock Square, which is where we used to trade back in the day. And then 15 skeletons would spawn and kill everybody. Well, not kill everyone, but they'd certainly cause a lot of havoc. And a lot of people would die because not everyone was very high level back then. So that's that first quest done. In fact, it's almost the same happened in World of Warcraft in AQ 40, I believe it was. I believe it was AQ 40, or was it Black Temple? Anyway, there was a boss fight where one of the mechanics was the boss would make you, not only would poison you, but after 3 seconds you'd poison the people around you, and then they'd poison the people around you, which is fine for a raid because obviously you separate, you spread out. But what people were doing is they would get the poison and then they'd Hearthstone to the capital city, Ironforge and Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and every single person near them would be poisoned, and then the people near them, and they were wiping out, entire cities in a few minutes because these are like the fully geared people in a raid, and then some poor level 25 is learning how to ride a horse. So that was fun. So obviously they fixed that bug. So anyway, I'm on the Cook's Assistance quest now. I like this little blue thing they do here for the map, so you can kind of tell where the location of everything is. I'm pretty sure that doesn't stay because obviously some of the quests just have you going all around the world. So I gotta get milk, flour and eggs. She says go east to find my prized cow, and so me, like a brainiac, goes to the west and tries the cow above. Obviously, that's not the right one. Um, so this quest is pretty good. Actually, saying that, the Restless Ghost quest gave me a shit ton of prayer levels. So you get, I think you got about 165 experience for finishing it, but then 1,000 experience with 5 bones. So I was quite happy with that because prayer's an arse to level. I've always hated prayer. Having to use dragon bones and the ectoplasm, uh, like as much as it was fast, it was very tedious. So here's a super large egg. Obviously, this is the easy part. Doesn't take too long to do. Now I didn't know what to do. I knew I needed to get some fine flour, and I knew where the mill was because the mill's obviously to the left here. But I didn't know where the grain was. So where I'm poking here turns out to be a cabbage patch. But I thought this is where the grain would be. So I was going to go there. Well, I did go there actually. You'll see that in a second after my screen starts going crazy. I really wish they'd fixed the map in this. The map takes way too long to load. Although I believe I can have like an externally held map, but I'm not sure if it integrates very well to the questing thing it does here. But the mill part's quite tedious and quite long. Got to go up the ladders and down the ladders. I couldn't find a person to speak to, but she's just here, I believe, to my right. I'm not sure what skills to do at the minute. Working through my quests. Rune crafting quest I know is a free-to-play one, so I'm going to do all the free ones first. So I should do the rune crafting one as soon as I can. I did do some smithing. I'm level 10 in smithing now, and I managed to get 2 strange rocks. And I went to Lumbridge and I've made a part of the statue. So I don't know what on earth is going on there. I got some experience because I was quite happy with that, but apparently I need some from almost everywhere. So that's okay. So every time I do a skill, I'm hoping what you do. I'm assuming you just wait to get strange rocks, but we'll see as the statue gets built. Obviously, if I do all the free-to-play quests, I can just see which ones need more levels, and I'll just keep leveling up as it goes. Dragon Slayer, I won't leave till last, but obviously you need to do most of the quests before you can do it. But I'm looking forward to that one. I'll probably do like one video just for that one. I think the rest of the quests are quite short, so I'll probably do. I want to get to the Alcaraz free area, so I'll probably just do that soon. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm working through my quests. I'll have these as a separate load of videos. I'll mark them up as such. It would be amazing to see if I can go from this one all the way to finishing them. I'd be really happy to finish this off as like a series and have the final one obviously as the quest cape, which I can keep updating. And maybe if I can do, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 quests a week, but over a few months that should be no problem to have done. So I couldn't work out the hops, how to do the hop thing here, but I've managed to do it now. Put it in the hopper, ground it up, got me flour, and I'm going to go finish off my quest now. I'll just teleport over there. So there we are, fishing. I've got a nice big fishing reward and got some food so I can go fighting some more. And then for the rest of the day I think I'm going to do one more quest and then do some skills, and I'll bring out my next video tomorrow. Apparently I'm not allowed to go to the Duke's party though, which is rubbish. But I got 500 coins, which makes me rich. Yay! That should be it now, but I'll see you soon. Like I say, please feel free to add me. And have a good day. Bye.